Merhaba arkadaşlar. Bu videoda prefer yapısını göreceğiz. Prefer bir şeyi tercih etmek. I prefer spring to fall. I prefer spring to autumn. Fall ve autumn aynı anlamda. Türkçelerini siz aşağıdan okuyabilirsiniz. I prefer English cars to foreign ones. Would you prefer to speak in English? Would you prefer to speak in English? Türkçeler altta yazıyor arkadaşlar. I prefer English cars to foreign ones. I prefer working to doing nothing. I prefer to travel in my car. I prefer working to doing nothing. Many people prefer to cook with butter instead of oil. I should study now, but I prefer staying on Tatube. Okay, I prefer to travel in my car. I prefer drinking coffee to drinking tea. Evet, burada açıklamayı okuyoruz arkadaşlar. Ne yapmış? Prefer'den sonra gelen fiil ing taksı almış. She prefers running to walking. My father prefers to wear brown trousers and white shirts while he is going to work. I prefer studying maths to reading poetry. I prefer to read Edgar Allan Poe rather than read Agatha Christie. Bunlar yazarlar arkadaşlar. Ünlü, dünyaca ünlü. I prefer cold weathers to warm weathers. I'm a winter person. She prefers swimming in the lake on Sundays. My best friend prefers late nights for studying because she says it helps her to concentrate. Evet, Türkçesini okuyoruz arkadaşlar. Bu arada S taksına dikkat edelim. He, she, it'te. I prefer classical music to any kind of music. My little girl prefers to play outside in the park rather than play in the house. I prefer being in nature when it's sunny outside. My mother prefers to cook at home rather than eat at a restaurant. Arkadaşlar, rather than yapısını kullandığımız zaman fiili yalan kullanıyoruz. Tekrar okuyorum. My mother prefers to cook at home rather than eat at a restaurant. Olumsuz şu şekilde yapabiliriz arkadaşlar prefer'ı. I don't prefer riding bike when I'm in the city. My brother doesn't prefer eating meat to eating junk food. He is unhealthy. I don't prefer walking in a rainy days. I take the bus for work. Our teacher doesn't prefer giving us tons of homework. She likes us to do our hobbies in our spare times. I don't prefer using technological devices while I'm reading. He doesn't prefer to sit on the back in the class because he cannot see the board. I don't prefer to be silent when I'm triggered. I don't prefer parking my car in front of the building. I always prefer parking into the garage. Evet, burada da yine ilk başta yaptığımızda aynı arkadaşlar. İlk yaptığımız sayfada bunu okumuştuk. Yine de okuyalım. I prefer working to doing nothing. Many people prefer to cook with butter instead of oil. I should study now, but I prefer staying on Tatuba. I prefer to travel in my car. Evet arkadaşlar. Bu şekilde prefer'ı kullanabiliyoruz. Prefer'de dikkat edeceğimiz şey kendisinden sonra bir fiil geldiği zaman ing takısıyla kullanılıyor. He, she, it'te prefer'ı olumlu şekilde kullanacaksak s takısını getiriyoruz. I, you, we, they don't prefer diyoruz olumsuz yaparken. He, she, it doesn't prefer diyoruz. Bunlara dikkat ediyoruz arkadaşlar. Başarılı.